I'm in agony, I need morphine. So we tend to think of pain relief coming primarily from medication. And in this case, morphine, as I've just described, is a really high up on the list level of pain relief medication. It has lots of side effects. There's issues with becoming addicted, and how effective is it really? I see a lot of patients who are on morphine who describe they don't even know if their pain levels are actually any better. They just don't care anymore. They're spaced out, they're sleeping a lot, and all these things. And then there's all the negative side effects as well. So, interestingly, is there a better option for pain relief other than things like morphine or strong painkillers? So what about exercise? Now here we looked at aerobic exercise's effect on chronic lower back pain patients to see if it was as effective as morphine. So they split them into two groups. So they had an aerobic exercise group and a non-exercise control group. They did 6 weeks of 18 total sessions of aerobic exercise in the aerobic exercise group. So before and after the intervention, they had separate lab tests to determine their pain sensitivity. They were assessing their pain response to heat after receiving either saline injection or morphine. And it was done in a double-blinded crossover fashion, so there's taking away some of the bias potentially from the person giving and the person receiving. So how effective was the aerobic exercise for the pain relief compared to the morphine? Incredibly, the aerobic exercise was actually better for pain relief than around 7 milligrams of morphine, which is remarkable when you consider the extent of morphine. And this shows you that in certainly chronic lower back pain patients, aerobic exercise must release endorphins, and which are natural opioids effectively, and must impact upon that pathway. So therefore working on the same mechanism as morphine, but in a natural way. So obviously getting that kind of going is very, very useful. Now we've got to make sure that this aerobic exercise is done in a non-irritating fashion itself, obviously if you think about the back, it's got to be made sure that the exercise is appropriate for that person. But it shows you that you can do plenty of stuff. I mean, think about it. You can do exercise in water, for example, and you can be more supportive, but you can still work your aerobic system and release your endorphins and therefore get pain relief. And we do know hydrotherapy is effective for this sort of stuff. But there are other things as well. So people need to find their own niche and their thing, and if they can get their endorphins going, they're going to get as good a pain relief as morphine. People just don't believe it is the problem. They just think, come on, morphine, it's a lot stronger. Exercise isn't going to give me the same relief. Well, this begs to differ. This shows you that if you can get your head around that idea and do it appropriately, then you may actually be far more under control with your pain, no negative side effects, no addiction problem, and you've got the other benefits of exercise as well. So you've got so many reasons to do this. And I think that's why these guidelines that are going through NICE at the moment for chronic pain sufferers are taking these type of medications out of the equation, putting exercise in and psychological interventions, which are more to help people to understand this is a good approach. And other things like acupuncture and so on are all being included in this sort of guideline, which is in draft form at the moment. But it does show you that you've got better options than morphine and pain relief. It is natural pain relieving when you exercise, and that should be a far better option for most people to think instead. Interesting study anyway. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.